On this particular kickboxing, I will go forward you onto the basic kick, front kick, and then side kick first. So you can understand exactly where to kick and how to move your leg and what position you get yourself in. And then we're going to show you how to move your body into the distance. Again, it's all about distance and controlling your body weight to understanding the pad work so you know where you are to put the power into it and which part of the muscle you're using. The most important thing about this particular training is learning how to not overextending your knee on your hip, otherwise you want to hurt yourself for later on in the future. So it's important to pay a lot of attention to this. Let me show you here so you know exactly what to do. Let me borrow your mic. When you start to work with this particular bit here, the most important thing is get yourself in a good position like this, so you're understanding where the body are. While you're understanding your body, you need the pad holding like this to kick. So when you kick, the front kick coming in, it kick with the ball of the feet. Bring the kick up. It's a feet kicking. This part of the feet will land on here. Okay, that's where your kick is supposed to be. So back again. So when you're doing that, one foot coming up that kick, and that's when you push. Go slowly again. So using your hip to push it in. Now while you're pushing in, it's not overextending your knee. So you push, and then you get new and understanding the body of yourself. Okay, back again one more. Like this. So when you start to understanding the knee, when you push, don't go like that when you're in the side like this. Like this. That will start to hurt your knee. So make sure when you push, you're locking your leg and you get in the power when you kick coming in, when you're pushing the leg coming in out like that. Okay? It's back of the here, that's where you kick. So when you push, you're pushing out direct in the center like that when you work using the leg like that. Okay? And when you're using your hip, when you turn into it more, then you put more power into that movement. When you're doing this particular bit here, it's important that when you're coming in from the back leg, then come up with that, then you push. When you push like that, using that, then when you push out like that, you're using your hip. So come in, boom, like that, when you start to work in that position. That's why you come up, then you kick at that, and then you go back to that position again. So let me show you here how this particular bit here done, then you know how to do it. When you know how to do it, spend some time practice with this to get it right. So go one, slowly, back in, two. As you see, when you're doing the movement, make sure the hand should be in places. Okay, don't drop your hand while you're doing that. So front kick, one, okay, two, one more, three, one more, four, last one, that. That's how you're doing that particular front kick. Learning is keeping your leg up first. When you're not too sure, keep your leg up with that and then push like that. Get new to that particular line. Don't go like that. Don't flick when you do. Lock when you do the movement. If you start to flick like this, then you start to kneecap will have a lot of problem later on. So when you work, make sure that you're pushing your leg out, not flicking out like that. Okay? Push like that when you do the movement. Push. Okay? So what we're going to do now, when you work with this, important to understand you always left, right. But on this training, on this particular DVD, we show you one side. But when you practice, I always reinforce this to you so you understand exactly what to do. When you're training with any of our qualified instructors, they will teach you the same thing. Both sides of your leg all the time to work. Left and right. Okay? Otherwise, you only have good leg one and the other side not very good because you're not practiced. On this particular training, I will go for one side so you can see, because the other side is difficult for you to see, so I'll go for one side so you know exactly how to do it. Let's go fast one slightly. Go one, back two, three, four, and five. Okay. When you're holding the pad, make sure you hold the pad properly, like that. Kick, okay, so they can get an idea. If you're not holding the pad properly, it's very difficult for the other party to work. So the pad, when you hold, need to hold properly. Like I mentioned before, get yourself in good position and have the pad in the right places. Okay? So the other hand, if you don't do anything with the other one, put it away. Put it in the back somewhere so you don't get confused. Next bit I want to go forward you now is onto the basic, onto the side kick. Now, when you work on a side kick, it's very important that you need to understanding the position of your body. And again, I mentioned to you again, don't flick the kick out. make sure you're locking the kick. And when you kick like this, lock them. Don't fully extend them all the way. Otherwise, if you've got no object there, then you start to point the muscle very easily. So make sure when you kick, lock your kick, and make sure you're using the movement of your body over on the sides when you kick. Otherwise, you pull the hip here, and you're going to start to get hurt. When you start to kick, if you start to flick like this, you have problem. When you kick in the movement in, when you start to coming up like this, that leg should be coming in line, and when you kick, you're pushing out when you kick, so you go lock when you kick, when you do the movement. Always keep your hand up like this, and when you have your leg out like that. If you don't put your hand up properly and drop your hand like this and you flick like that, you will have big problem with your leg later on. So while you're doing this movement, make sure the hand in line, so when you kick, you make sure you're in line like that when you kick. So when you do the movement, kick like that, line like that, and go back to position, line like that, and go back to position. Hand always in line on this particular movement here. Let me show you here how to do that. So while you're doing this particular movement there, leg on the sides, and then when you start to kick, so side kick coming in, up, and then turn, and then push. Back again. As you can see, when you come back, an elbow coming in, okay? So let me show you again on this particular one. So you find it 1, 2, 3. Leg coming in, bang! Make sure to get yourself in the places for you to put the leg in. So land right on the toe.